So can you give me an overview of what the training is, sir?
The overview of what we're doing out here, it's the brigade walk and shoot. So basically, all the battalions are going to come through, do a rotation, a company at a time. It's for that company, the company command teams, to exercise their echelon of fires, moving and shooting with all indirect fires, from 155 artillery, 81 millimeter mortars, 60 millimeter mortars, and utilizing all those assets as the fight progresses.
How important do you think it is for all the other battalions to come through and do this training with you guys?
This exercise is extremely important, especially in preparation for NTC. Not only does it validate the company command teams exercising their call for fires, controlling their elements. It helps all the way from the FO level on the ground to clearance of fires all the way up to brigade. So it's helping us validate our not only voice and digital communications, works up through all those channels.
When did you guys start doing this lane?
The lane?
Yes.
We started on 7 October.
Let's go to the 24th.
Through 24 October.
Who guys gone through the lane?
Right now, every single company, Alpha Bravo Charlie from 124 Infantry, went through the lane. Each company goes through 3 iterations. So they do a dry fire in the morning just to get some familiarization with the lane. And the middle iteration is their live fire for the day. Then they do a night live fire incorporating illumination for both mortars and artillery.
So how do you think the training is going today?
Training's going good. We ain't run into too many hiccups. You know, we're out here getting occupied, getting ready to shoot. It's a brigade effort, so I think most of it's going really smooth.
What's your guys' portion of the training? What do you guys do for the training?
Our asset piece is support for the infantry and the forward observers. They call for fire and we lay the rounds down range.
What exactly are you guys shooting today?
They were shooting 155 millimeter shells.
Okay. Any more questions?
Yeah, why is it important for to have the whole integrated training with the different battalions coming out, going through the lanes with you guys, calling for fire support and everything? Why is it important to do this whole integrated training?
It comes as a whole piece, Each company, each battalion trains individually. This is a culmination of a group of training events. The brigade can run all the way from the top fire missions and push them all the way down to the company level, down to the gun lines. And it's just more of a coordinated effort so the brigade can work, more smoothly.
And how does this help prepare for NTC?
The culmination of these events, a lot of battalions are certifying their individual companies and crews on gun systems and any other qualifications they may need, so that when we do go through the rotation, everybody's certified and ready to go.
Is there anything else that you can think of that people should know that we haven't touched on?
It's a great training event. We love to be here in Alaska. We love to support the community. We love the community to support us, and we like to just get out here and get after it.
What is the overall intent of this training, sir?
The overall intent, we're trying to basically exercise our systems. We're going to exercise the sensor to shooter link from the fire supporters down with the maneuver companies. We'll exercise that link as it goes. They call for fire all the way up through their battalion FSC over to our battalion, our field artillery battalion. They'll deconflict fires at the brigade, fires and effects coordination cell. And then after the fires have been cleared, we'll receive it down here at the battery level. Might take a little longer, but this is the way that fires will be conducted in a high intensity conflict and a decisive action training environment, which is what we have coming up here in NTC.
How important is it for the battalions to go through this lane with you guys?
It's really important. We're a key enabler for the brigade, but it's not very often that we have an opportunity to train like this. We're training with a sister battalion. As with anything, if you don't exercise the systems, then it tends towards atrophy.
How's the training been going so far?
Well, this will be our first day to shoot, so I'd say, Alpha Battery just finished shooting for the Legion, and after speaking to our plans officer, Major Pickler, he said that their battalion commander was really pleased with the results of the training.
Any questions?
And how does this help prepare for NTC?
This is gonna, well, it'll exercise our systems, because this is how we're gonna be fighting, except there'll be multiple maneuver battalions out there calling for fire instead of just one. But at least this, we can go ahead and exercise all the way from the people calling for fire, all the way to the ones who are gonna be providing it.
And of course, you know, you guys are the experts on this. We're not. Is there anything that you think it's important that people who aren't familiar with artillery should know about what you do, that maybe we haven't been able, you know, we didn't know to ask?
Just that we pride ourselves in providing rapid and responsive fires, but just know that the process can take time, and there are a lot of reasons from that, everywhere from deconflicting airspace because we have other enablers in the air, you know, whether it be from fixed wing, the Air Force, to rotary wing, the Army, and then we also have elements on the battlefield that we need to make sure that we're not shooting on them, so that needs to be deconflicted, and then it takes time for us to process the mission and translate it into a deflection and elevation for the guns to actually shoot. But we train every day to make sure that it's fast and that it's responsive. So, well, training like this helps us to get faster and more responsive.
So what do you think of today's training?
It's good training. We got a lot of new guys who haven't done this type of thing, so it just gives you an eye-opener of we're not only handheld, you know. When we get the base plate out, people start to lose their mind a little bit because they haven't really messed with it, so it's good training.
Do you think it's preparing you for NTC?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you guys, how often do you get to train? Like come out here and actually drop mortars?
Since I've been here, which is 2 years, I think I've dropped live rounds 4 times.
4 times. So how does it feel to be able to come out here, you know, and actually like do your job live, get to, you know, actually drop them and all that? You know, how does that feel to be able to do that?
It kind of reminds you of what being a Chuck's about, because most of the time we just practice with the Bravos. So when we actually come out and do our job, people are like, all right, mortars they're actually here, they're something, because we get a lot of crap for that.
And then, you know, how do you feel this training today? It went off pretty smooth, right? Did you guys do, like you were saying earlier before you went out, you had a chance to do, what was it, 100% digital or whatever? Did you guys hit that mark?
I'm not sure if we did this time. I hope so. That'd be an accomplishment.
What's the importance of that?
The importance of voice commands take too much time. I mean, when you need rounds down range, you don't have that time to wait. Talking. Digital is just a click a button and you're good.
Yeah. So how did it feel hanging rounds today?
It felt pretty good. It's a pretty good opportunity. Like a couple of field programs ago, we didn't get to hang them because our system was down, so it feels pretty good to actually hang them and do our job this time. So
you think today was a success?
Yeah, it was a success once we, fixed the shortcuts and the setbacks. So I think overall it was a success. We got a lot of training out of it.
How do you think this prepared you for NTC?
It prepared me for NTC because it actually set me up for and showing me how I'm going to actually dismount and do my job. Because if I wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have known, because it's actual training and getting leading up to it.
What other questions do you have?
You know, why is your job in particular important? You know what I mean?
We provide help for the guys on the ground, so to speak, in a shorter term, and it's helping them maneuver on the ground. So I'm 11 Charlie, and we got 11 Bravos maneuvering. They need fire support to help them maneuver, so we basically cover their maneuver with our indirect fire.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add that we didn't touch on? Anything that you think is important that people know about your job or what happened today?
Hey, all I got to say is it was a good training, and that's all I have to say.
All right.